And I feel like a lot of what you're doing with Absolute Batman is answering some of the core questions about why Batman, what function should he serve? Like, I think it's in issue 4 where Thomas Wayne's like, I wonder if that's the best strategy for a place in need,
Hmm.
intimidation. And the question in canonical Batman of he's a billionaire, is this the best use of his time? I feel like you're sort of it's another take on answering that question. What is the best use of the Batman? And I wonder if you could talk about that a little.
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, when we were doing Absolute as a concept, like the entire sort of thesis of it, the idea was to burn these characters down to their core aspects and then try and rebuild them in ways that felt really personally resonant and exciting to us now, with nothing sacred except those core elements of what makes them who they are on a character level. So there was nothing precious about Batman except sort of the DNA. And so taking him down to the studs, like, the idea was to try and figure out what that was, at least for me, when I was pitching kind of an example of what this could be. And so what I came up with for myself was that Batman is just a kid who suffers this terrible trauma, and instead of letting that defeat him or turn him dark, uses it as fuel to make the world better, and uses it as this gasoline to become this indefatigable engine of change. And that's it. And so if you just accept that, then everything else is malleable. So he doesn't need money. He doesn't need a cave. He doesn't even need a butler or Robins. The trauma can happen differently than it did. And so it became this incredibly exciting project where it was very much about, is that the most resonant and heroic version that I can create in this particular moment? Is if something even you're so used to, like Alfred as Helper, suddenly feels like that actually makes him kind of less exciting, because in this moment, it feels like the more of a challenge he faces, the more of an underdog he is, the more energy he carries as somebody who kids can relate to too. And that was a huge aspect of it. So to be like full disclosure, I mean, I never planned on writing Absolute Batman.